Today we cover the case of a deadly cop who conspired to murder his wife. On April 15, 2016, a citizen of Griffin, Georgia heard gunshots coming from his neighbor's house. When she looked out her window, she saw her neighbor, Police Officer Matthew Boynton, leaving the house and driving away in his truck. Matthew went to a Waffle House with another officer, and there he received a text from his girlfriend, Jessica Boynton. In this text, she supposedly indicated she was going to take her life, so Matthew called 911 before driving back to his home.
Can you please dispatch a unit out to my location? Some in reference to my wife. I left the location. I'm backing around on Carver Road now. I'll be back there in about 2 minutes. She's having suicidal thoughts. My kids are at home with her, so I'm trying to hurry up and get back there. I'm driving. She just said that she's been experiencing suicidal thoughts right now. She told me to take care of the boys. So I'm trying to hurry up and get back home just to make sure that nothing's going to happen to them.
Any weapons inside the house?
Just my service weapons.
They were calling me the miracle child.
Why is that?
Because what I went through, not a lot of people survived through it.
Jessica Boynton was in a medically induced coma for nearly 3 weeks with a traumatic brain injury. She would make a full recovery, but with no memory of the shooting.
4 people in 2 different apartments said they heard a gunshot 2 hours before Officer Boynton called in shots fired.
Well, they didn't report it.
The only individual reporting shots fired at 1 a.m. is the husband, Officer Boynton.
I believe I just heard a shot fired coming in my residence. I just came up the stairs 2 rounds.
No one else called this in, right?
Right.
No one else heard 2 gunshots at 1 a.m.
No, not to my knowledge.
There's a notation in the dispatch records to call Sheriff Beam before calling the GBI. Why would Sheriff Beam be involved?
Well, I didn't know it till that night, but Sheriff Beam is Matthew Boynton's grandfather.
Hello, Mr. Boynton.
Officer Boynton wouldn't talk with us.
Phone call completed.
But he did talk with 911 and the GBI the night of the shooting.
Are you on EMS?
Mm-hmm.
Can you please dispatch a unit out to my location? I'll be back there in about 2 minutes. She's having suicidal thoughts.
Any weapons inside the house?
Just my service weapons.
Records show a lengthy text message was sent from Jessica's phone to her husband's phone saying in part, "I can't do this anymore. This is not the first time I have had suicide thoughts. I love you and the boys."
How do you think a text message from your phone, essentially a suicide note, was sent from your phone to Matt's phone?
There was no lock on my phone.
There were many other text messages on Officer Boynton's phone, according to the GBI case file. At least 68 texts were exchanged between the husband and a female Spalding County dispatcher that night.
Who is this person he was texting?
His girlfriend.
His mistress?
Yes, his mistress.
I'm sure as you've heard, I'm getting a divorce. I was. Here recently, she did confirm that the second baby's not mine.
Since things weren't working out with your wife, did you have a girlfriend or anything? Or
I had a friend that was a girl, or is a girl.
More than a minute after receiving the suicide text from his wife's phone, Officer Boynton texted his girlfriend an unrelated message. "Ha ha, I'm sorry, I didn't think about that, LOL." Phone records also show he sent the mistress a text message within seconds of the shots fired radio call. "Give me a few to text back. Long story. I'll tell you later."
And I can't get an answer to the doors.
Stay outside. I'll be there in about 2.
10-4.
the clothes you have on now was the clothes you were wearing tonight?
Yes.
Officer Boynton told the GBI he didn't change clothes that night, but Walmart cameras recorded him wearing a gray sweatshirt at 10:45 p.m., and police body cameras showed him wearing a red hoodie a little more than 2 hours later.
I didn't try to brush off anything. I didn't try to wash my hands, nothing, because I know GSR and all that would be involved.
All right, Matthew, I'm just going to start off by letting you know that I am not conducting an internal investigation on you, okay? So Garrity is not implied. Okay, I want you to understand that, all right?
Okay.
All right, Garrity does not apply to this incident, okay?
Can you fully explain what that? I understand part of it, but just.
She's gonna read you Miranda.
Okay.
So I just want to let you know that I'm not conducting. I know I do IAs, but this is not an IA. This is in reference to a criminal investigation, okay?
Okay. What's that in reference to?
It's in reference to, you remember the statement you wrote me about Jessica saying you took items from the house?
Yeah, that computer, yeah.
That's what it's going to be in reference to.
Okay.
So what's the time?
17:22.
How old are you, Matthew?
21.
What's your current address?
130 LeMay Road.
Spell that for me.
Loumae.
Is that Griffin?
Yes, ma'am. It's County. 224.
Alright. And what's the last grade you completed in school?
I graduated high school.
Okay.
College.
Alright. What this is a way, Miranda waiver. We'll read to everybody before we talk to them. Let's just got today's date at 7/27 to 17. The time was 17:22. We're in CID. Your name is Matthew Boynton. You're age 21. You live at 130 LeMay Road, Griffin. You completed the 12th grade of school. And that you know that myself, Kay Yancey, and Jay Hayes are officers with the Griffin Police Department. And we're going to advise you that you have the right to remain silent. Do you understand that? Anything I say can be used against me in a court of law. Do you understand that? I have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him present with me while I'm being questioned. Do you understand that? If I cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent me before any question if I wish. Do you understand that? I can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. Do you understand that? It says, I understand my rights, and having these rights in mind, I'm now willing to talk about items that belong to Jessica. I've not been threatened. I've not been promised anything. I've not been forced in any way to answer any questions or make any statements. Okay? If you want to talk to us, just sign right there. Alright. So Jessica came in, she filed a report.
Okay.
I talked to you about it. You wrote a statement saying you didn't have any of her items.
Right.
The report specifically said her retainer and stuff like that, her clothes.
Okay.
Do you know anything about where her clothes or retainer might have been?
Like I told her before, the only thing that we might have had would have been in that white trailer, and my stepdad has not mentioned anything else being in there. And we gave everything back that we had, because she had put some stuff in like it's like a little foot chase thing. You open it up, it's got two little boxes. I think we used to use it for like diapers and stuff now, but I mean, everything that she had that I knew of was gone. I got rid of everything I knew of.
You got rid of a house, so
To either give back to her or her family came back and got it. You know, like she had a big kitchen table and some other stuff that her Aunt Kathy and Uncle Tim had come and got. Just different. I think my stepdad actually took a whole bunch of stuff over to her grandparents' house at 2464 East Milner in Pike, which is like right by my parents' house.
Okay. So when did you move to LeMay Road?
That would be sometime in March.
March? Through the course of that move, did you find anything that belonged to her at that point?
No, because if I would have, I would have turned it over to her, because I have no need to keep her stuff. The only thing I had at that point was that computer, and me and you had talked about that and gave it back to her, because she could let her and talk to Bird.
Okay. So, do you recognize that bag?
Yes, that bag that Jessica let me use to put all my gym stuff in when we used to be together.
Okay. So when's the last time you saw that bag?
It's been a long time. Like I said, when I used to work out at, there's two gyms in Thomaston. I don't remember the name of it. I used that one, and I had a gray Nike bag I used to work out in. So I interchanged my stuff like protein drinks, powder shakes like pre-workout, workout shorts, pants, shoes, whatever. I'd put it in that bag or my Nike bag.
So when's the last time you saw that bag?
I mean, it's been a while. I don't know an exact date. I don't know. I think my stepdad, he had it in the white trailer, and that's been a while. And he brought it, but I haven't been through it or anything. He put it in my storage thing in my house, which is like when you pull in the driveway. It's a little storage thing on the right. You open the door and it's got all my stuff in there. I had to clean some of it out recently. That was tossed in there, but I mean, it's in there with a bunch of my stuff, like a brown tub I used to keep in my old patrol car with gym stuff in it and work stuff.
Would that be the utility room or carport room at your new house?
Yeah, Yeah, that's where I keep I keep stuff in that, and I keep stuff in like what's considered the office in like the back of my house.
Mm-hmm.
I just toss it in the rest of my gym. But it's just an old gym bag.
All right, Matthew. Look. Let me see the photo. Let me see the photo. Known you a long time.
Yes, sir.
This bag, you saw it moving when you moved from your apartment to the main road.
I didn't know.
And your stepdad and Wendell saw it, and another female saw it. All right.
Okay.
At the house, in the apartments, yes or no? When you moved from the apartment.
When I moved, like I said, I had all my stuff in the white trailer.
Matthew, that's not what I'm asking you. When y'all were in the process of moving, and you moved into the house that you're at now, your residence, did you or did you not see this bag?
Yes, sir. It was in my storage room in the garage.
All right. Now, why would I be holding a picture of this bag?
I guess because Jessica brought it into you.
Why would Jessica have it if you had it at your house?
I don't know. I guess somebody got it from my garage or my shed.
Who would have gotten it?
There's a couple of people.
Okay.
I don't know
All right.
exactly who.
Okay.
Like,
and inside that bag, there were numerous contents inside of it. And one of those is this right here. You know what this is?
It's like Jessica's old retainer thing that she had them wear together.
Right. The bag was completely filled with female clothes. And this is one photo of it. That's not yours.
No, not.
Right?
No, sir.
Okay. That's not yours.
No, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Who does that belong to?
This got Jessica's name on it, so it'd be Jessica's retainer thing.
If it was in this right here, where would that have been at?
I had all of her stuff in it.
Where would it have been at?
It would have been in my garage thing, like I said.
Which is where?
Which is at my house.
Which is at your house.
Yes, sir.
Did you buy that for Jessica?
I don't recall. I don't think I did.
Because she had.
I think her grandparents did.
Because she had retainers before she met you, right? Before y'all got married, right?
I believe so.
So that would make it whose property?
Hers.
Not yours, right?
Right. Yes, sir.
Whose bag is that?
Jessica's.
And the contents in the bag?
It's got all her stuff in it.
So why would you not have brought that to us when you saw the bag at moving?
Sarge, I promise I've not been through that bag. The last time I used that
Matthew,
bag was for the gym.
I didn't ask you that, Matthew. Listen to me, buddy. Whose bag is this?
I understand what you're saying. It's Jessica's. I should have brought it up here.
You know, all things, and I don't know anything about your other issue, but all the things involved in reference to this case, all the going around, the statement that you wrote, where's the statement at? The statement that you wrote. You said a statement. I didn't read it. I don't know what the statement said. What did it say?
It's just very brief. I gave Jessica her property like I gave her a computer and everything.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Whose is this bag?
It's Jessica's. I didn't think about it because I used it as a gym bag and she let me use it. I understand what you're saying.
Matthew, a police officer.
Yes, sir. I understand.
You're a police officer, Matthew. You know we are held to a higher standard than anybody else.
I understand.
You know, people don't expect us to make mistakes, and they don't realize we're human. I understand that. You understand that.
I should have been smarter about it.
You work out a lot, don't you? You stay in shape. You're in good shape, right?
Try to.
You have 2 bags that you swap your stuff in between, right?
Yeah, I don't have the other one anymore.
So this would have been your only gym bag. So how would you not know the contents of the bag if this was your gym bag, man?
I have no excuse. Like you said, I should have thought about it and brought it up here.
That's like having 2 cars.
Yes, sir.
If you use 2 cars and you get in the other one and it's out of gas, do you not know it's out of gas?
You're right.
Because you use 2 cars, right?
Yes, sir.
If you were using this, being slap full, when I say it was slap full, I mean it was, I want to say, just a guess of probably 30 or 40 articles of clothing in it. You would have known. I mean, it almost looked like when whoever packed this bag had packed this bag to move.
Yes, sir.
This is Matthew Boynton, January 9th, 2017. I was advised to complete a statement on a previous date by Lieutenant Yancey. Jessica Lester Boynton's property was already previously returned to her by my stepdad, Charles McDaniel Jr. Shortly after Jessica got out of this hospital, the dining room table, along with other items, were picked up by Kathy Zellner for Jessica. The remaining items, such as Hope Chest clothing and other miscellaneous items, returned to Jessica. I do not have any other items of Jessica's. This is Matthew Boynton. Is that your statement?
Yes, sir.
What's that, Matthew?
That's Jessica's bag. Jessica's retainer.
You understand you didn't buy that.
I understand.
That does not make it community property.
I understand.
That makes it her property.
Yes, sir.
That you're in possession of.
Yes, sir. I understand.
The bag was turned into us. We have possession of the bag.
Yes, sir.
We have evidence that says it came out of your storage room. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
Is there anything you'd like to say?
No, sir. I said I was just done with my part script.
Do you believe that statement to be accurate and true?
Not now.
Did you believe it then?
No, sir.
You need water or something, Matthew? You sure?
Yes, sir.
I got some right here.
Thank you.
Alright. I'll be right back.
Get your phone. And your glasses. Get your stuff.
Can I get that flashlight and my stuff? Whenever y'all get a chance.
After this interrogation, Matthew was fired from his position. However, just 4 months later, he was recruited by another police department as a reserve officer. He never received any punishment for his actions, and only his already injured wife had to suffer. Despite the forensic evidence proving that this couldn't have been an attempt at taking her life, she lost custody of her children for supposedly being mentally unstable.
So you got word from the GBI early on that he was likely to be cleared?
Yes.
With the suicide text message and Jessica's DNA found on her husband's gun, Griffin's police chief returned Officer Boynton to full duty months before the GBI investigation was closed. Boynton was back on armed patrol 6 weeks before the GBI ever talked with the veteran Atlanta trauma surgeon who treated Jessica's wound. Dr. Vernon Henderson person said the description of a self-inflicted gunshot wound didn't fit, noting her pristine and unmarked hands and calling it a very unusual direction in which to point the gun at oneself with the intention of committing suicide. Doctors saved Jessica Boynton's life, but they couldn't save her family. A judge giving Officer Boynton temporary custody because of the shooting.
Getting to see them every day and watching them grow more and more into the little boys and men that they're going to be someday.
And you don't get to see that?
No. They're my everything. I wouldn't trade them for anything, no matter the situation. I wouldn't trade those two boys for anything.